Good morning. Hopefully you guys are all joining us today. It's really nice out in Ohio. It's a little bit chilly, but we are hoping to get some warmth and get outside today. If you are joining us today, we're going to go over a few things before we get started. The first thing is if you requested hot chocolate, you should have received it, or you should receive it today if you didn't receive it yesterday. So if you are watching and you ordered some hot chocolate from us, and by ordered I mean requested, go ahead and give us a thumbs up if you already received it, or give us a comment that yes, I got it. Sorry, our dog is barking. You can let him out. So if you also need Alka-Seltzer tablets, we are going to be using those next week for a couple experiments. If you did not request them, tomorrow, Friday, is the last day to request Alka-Seltzer. So currently we are mailing out to about 50 families. So thank you for requesting those. We're super excited to have you be a part of our experiments next week. So if you also are watching and are sharing pictures, which we love seeing and sharing, use the hashtag STEAM with Strive so that we can follow along with all of your pictures and that we can make sure that we don't miss anybody's. One more thing is Digital Breakout is also still posted. A few people have done that. Hopefully that's added a little bit of fun to a family night or a game night. You can race against each other to do that. So that is on our website, www.striveacademy.org, and you can click on Digital Breakout up at the top. Okay, so today we are doing a pretty basic activity, but we can turn it into lots of fun with some different extensions, and you can kind of push yourself to make this kind of what you want. So the supplies are super easy. We have index cards and tape. And then if you're printing off the engineering process, you'll have that paper as well. So if you don't have index cards, you can use regular paper, you can use cardstock paper, you could use construction paper, any kind of paper, and you can actually cut it. If you don't want it to be the full size, go ahead and you can cut it into smaller pieces. This is really just an engineering challenge to see how tall your towers can be. So on your engineering and design paper, the title of the experiment is Tallest Tower. So if you are writing down on your paper, go ahead and write down Tallest Tower. Hi, Aiden and Maddie. All right, so we are investigating today how can you build the tallest tower only using index cards and tape. So again, if you don't want to use tape, you don't have to use tape. You can just use your index cards. And again, you can use construction paper, you can use printer paper, you can use cardstock paper. You can use whatever you have at your house. Okay, so your hypothesis is your best guess. So your hypothesis today is how tall can I build a tower using just index cards and tape. So how tall, you can put it in inches, or if you want to measure it up against a wall, if you want to say I can put it up to the bottom of the window, you can put down your hypothesis of how tall your tower is going to be. All right, so then you're going to draw a picture of your design. So your design can be, you can draw it, Peyton drew it just with boxes. Sorry, can you see that? She's gonna try to build the Disney castle. Or you can draw it so that if you are folding these, if you're making them into triangles, you can draw it so that it shows you that your tower is going to be like that. Can you what?
Can you cut them?
Ooh, Bexley just asked a really good question. She said, can you cut your index cards? Yeah. If you want to cut them to make them smaller, you definitely can. Or if you want to cut some of them, that would be maybe a good extension of if you cut them in half this way, or if you cut them in half this way, how would that maybe affect your tower? It's a great question. While you're drawing out your design, where is everybody coming from today? I saw some people, Cincinnati, the Hackbarts are on, South Lebanon. Is anybody out of Ohio today?
Out of the country.
Ooh, out of the country. We did mail Alka-Seltzer to Canada. We mailed out Canada Alka-Seltzer. All right. So while you are drawing, oh, the Marymount. We miss Marymount. Okay, so on the back, so you're going to be building, and when you're done building, you're going to draw what your final tower looks like, and then you're going to measure your tower, and then the analysis questions for today are, did it work better to leave the index cards flat or to fold them, or to use a combination of both, and why do you think this is? How did you fold your cards? So if you folded them in a triangle like this, or if you put a square together like this. You can see that. If you folded a square like that, or if you rolled them, like if you rolled them to make a cylinder.
Mom.
This also for kids to review their 3D shapes. You could talk about cylinders, and it's great having a mom as a math teacher, isn't it? You can talk about prisms, so you could make it into cylinders and prisms. So did it work better to put them in a triangle or a square, or to roll them? And how did the way that you folded or rolled them affect how tall your tower was? And how did it affect how sturdy it was? And then the last question is, was it important to have a sturdy base, and why? So a few of the extensions that we are offering today is, can you build a new structure to hold something? So could you hold something like a stuffed animal, or a can of food, or a book? You could test it to see how much it could weigh. Hang on one second. Can you try to build some structure out of a different material? So if you have an old set of playing cards that maybe are missing a few cards, could you use playing cards, or could you use a different type of paper to build a tower? Okay, what's that?
I was going to say, how are we going to measure it?
Oh, Bexley just said, how are we going to measure it? So we have a ruler or a measuring tape that we can use, but you don't have to. You can also use it. You know that this piece of paper is 8.5 by 11. So you could use the edge of your paper to measure 11 inches or 8.5 inches. You can always use something else as kind of a measuring point. The index cards are 3 by 5. So they are 3 inches by 5 inches. So if you don't have a ruler or a measuring tape around, you can always use the edge of your index cards to measure how tall it is. Or a regular piece of paper. Yeah. All right, so that's it. I hope you guys have a lot of fun building today. We can't wait to see the pictures of your towers. Go ahead and send us pictures. Don't forget the hashtag STEAM with Strive. And tag us in it, or you could message us or email us. Send us pictures. And also, if you would, send us how tall it was, because sometimes with the pictures we can't tell how tall the towers are. All right, so happy building. We are going to be doing our hot chocolate activity tomorrow, so hopefully you guys will all join us for that. Don't forget that if you didn't get to see the whole video, it will be posted to our website shortly after this. Yeah, go get scissors. Happy building, and hopefully you enjoy your rest of the day. Bye, guys.